because I'll put it on. All right, beautiful babes. Happy Monday. It's so crazy to think that it's Monday. Monday, June 8th. This is the Team Forge Fit Squad June 2020 team call. And I'm so stoked that everybody's here today. We got an amazing speaker today, Brynne. I am just so excited that you guys get to meet her and hear all her wisdom and knowledge. And I will fill you in on that in just a little bit on who she is. But I do want to jump in and start with some major celebrations from this month and from last month, since the last time our team met together. We have some, I mean, it's been a good month. This has been a great year for our team. And we're growing and we're moving forward. And that's exciting for me to see. And all this momentum, which Brynne is going to talk about today, continuing to create all this momentum is going to be so awesome. And I can't wait to see where we're at the end of the year. So John is in week 4 out of 6 for his diamond qualification for the second quarter. So that's a huge deal, because once he gets that, that'll bump up our elite points, and that will take us to team leader. We'll get to team leader because we'll have those points, and that'll be awesome. Right now we have 17 elite points, and we are currently ranked 1,412 in the network. And last count, what is there, like 150,000? There's a lot of folks. So that's huge. And right now the 200th coach, which would be considered elite, only has 80 something points. So total tons of time to catch up before the end of the year. We just got to keep doing what we're doing and keep making progress. May was our best month because we had the most coaches to hit Success Club in our entire team. So we had, I had 10, John had 4, Angela had 4, Sandy had 4, and Shelly had 2. So that's a huge accomplishment to have that many people hitting Success Club. We also, let's see, Sandy started working with Steph. Sandy, unmute yourself for a second. Can you kind of share what you've been learning? Like, you had some great wins this month. Can you quickly share the one that you were telling me about?
My dream?
Well, besides your dream, but the one where you're talking about attracting your ideal audience.
Yeah, I did the 5-day accelerator program with her, and then I bit the bullet. It's hard, and of course I have second guessed myself after, but I signed up to start her course that starts in June for 6 weeks to, you know, how to attract your ideal client, how to find your niche, your tribe, and it's going to be a very intense 6-week course. So I'm excited, and she's doing some prep stuff now, and she helped me kind of refine and change my Instagram profile and my Facebook profile, and we're going to go even more into that. I'll have a one-on-one with her and things like that. So
that's exciting.
I'm excited. I just felt an instant connection. She appeared on the team just like Brynne did. And that's where I found her and discovered her. And then when she offered this free 5-day course, I just connected with her instantly. So
I love it. I love that you're investing in your business. You will see a return for that. Trust me. And I think any coach will say that anytime that they've put money back into their business as an investment, you will see that. So stick with it. I'm excited, and please show up, like, you know, in our threads, in the team page, and anything that you learned, please pass along to us, because I think that, you know, we're all trying to learn from each other. So that's a huge step. I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, and she is so confident that it's going to be a success that she's offered. If we stick with it for 30 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee if we don't see any improvement in our business.
She rocks. So. She's awesome. I love her so much. I'm so glad that I connected with her. I just love her. So yay, I'm excited. All right. Thank you, Sandy. Woo-woo. And congrats on SC4 last month. Huge.
So close. So close.
That's all right. We got another month. We got June. We're not done. We're only 8 days in. All right. So we had some new coaches. We had Jen Edens, Esther Calderon, and Heather Moldovan, who joined us at the end of May. So welcome to the new coaches. Some announcements for this month. Starting next week, I'm running a 5-day free group called Cookouts and Cocktails. or it's cocktails and cookouts. It's one of the two. It's the CNC factory is what I'm calling it. But it's going to be a 5-day free group. We're going to start next week. I'm going to be promoting it this Friday with a call to action. And that is going to be, you all are invited. You can invite your people. I'll see if I have some sweet graphics that I can have my assistant put together for it. But it's just going to be super laid back, super chill, just a great way to build community, a great way to, you know, just kind of get some hype and people can get to see what our groups are going to be. It's going to be on the BOD groups. I'm not going to do it on Facebook. I'm going to do it on BOD groups. 623 Salted Caramel Shakeology. I bought the My Mompreneur virtual assistant. I bought the guides for the salted caramel Shakeology, the Breezy, and the Muscle Burns Fat launch. So what I'll do is I will upload them into, I bet you Michael will let me put them into the Team Inspiration resources, but if you want them, let me know and I'll put them in our Team Forge resources. I do have a folder I can put those in. So I'll make sure you guys get your hands on those because she's always so good about launches. And I'm like, why wouldn't I share it? I know she doesn't like it, but I'm like, I just gave you a whole bunch of money this year. I think I'm going to share with my team. So I'll make sure I get those out. Tomorrow, new coach gets started right kickoff call at 12 p.m., 6:23, 12 p.m., the Emerald and 24. What is Coaching Snoop Group, 6:25, 10 p.m. And then that's really the only calls that we have going on this month. Make sure you take advantage of those calls. Micah, Ashley, Cozy, they lead all that stuff. And so we just plug our people in. That's why I love being a part of such a big team is because when things are busy, all I have to do is promote that and then they get to run it and I just show up and I'm like, hey, get in here so you can meet my peoples. So take advantage of that. It's such an easy resource for us. All right, that's it for announcements. That's it for welcoming everybody. I am super stoked to introduce Brynne. She is a lifetime 2-star diamond. She is a wife and a mom of 3, a new baby. Also, who is the sweetest, and I just want to smooch her little face off. She is the founder and CEO of Powerful Beyond Measure, and she's a former kindergarten teacher, so she's been around the block. She knows about teaching, and she is jumping in today to talk to us about creating momentum and consistency towards our goals, especially as we start heading into summertime. Summer is a notorious time where people slow down and they start getting busy and they're like, I'm going to take my foot off the gas with my business. And Brynne's going to give us some tips for how we can stay consistent towards our goals. Because when we stay consistent, that's when the growth happens. It's like, I'm sure everybody's read The Compound Effect. You're pumping that well, you're pumping that well. You stop pumping that well starts to dry up, right? Then you got to start all over again. Keeping the momentum is going to help us get towards our 2020 goals, our lifetime goals, all that fun stuff. So Brynne, I'm freaking stoked. Would you unmute yourself?
I'm unmuted.
Yay! Good. I'm going to mute myself, girl, and I'm just going to let you roll on with it. I got my notepad. I'm ready to go.
Okay. I'll pin myself for the recording's sake. Okay, I am so excited to get to chat with you guys, and total vulnerability alert. Y'all are my first team call that I've ever gotten to speak for someone else. So I'm so excited. I've spoken for my own team 1.5 million times, but for someone else, I'm excited and terrified and nervous and totally sweating, but it's good. That's what our jobs are, right? To sweat. I know. I'm like, tacos, my deodorant works. It's fine. We're fine. Okay, so I wanted to chat with you guys about that concept that Amanda just talked about, momentum, and keeping it through, not just through the summer ultimately, but for your whole life as a coach ultimately, right? Because that's really what you want. I have been a coach for 5 years, almost. July will be my 5-year anniversary. My older sister is Ashley McClellan, like blood relative. She is my older sister. And a lot of people are like, excuse me, what? Like, we don't have the same last name. Hello. We both got married, whatever. We don't look alike. I know. I get it. She swears I don't. Like, I love her. We are so polar opposites, but she's like one of my favorite humans ever. And she has been crushing it for a long time. And I have been in that like sister shadow, downline shadow, and I just decided enough is enough. Like, I have been making all these excuses for myself, and it's just time to just step into my own light, be my own authentic me, and ready, set, go. So I want to share with you a little bit of my like moment when I drew the line in the sand and decided, I don't care that I've been in this for almost 5 years. I'm going to start over today, and I'm going to get her done, and I'm never going to look back. And I don't know how long you guys have all been around. I know like some of us in the Inspiration Downline have been around for a couple years, and sometimes it's like we just need a fresh start. And yeah, Amanda's like, me, yes, yes. And sometimes really and I feel like on the National Wake Up Call, there's so many fabulous people that like share their tips and tricks, but it's always like new coaches or like people who've been around and they've been elite a million times. I don't feel like I've ever really heard someone who's like, you know what? I was here for 5 years. I didn't really succeed for 5 years. And then I decided I'm going to freaking succeed and get her done. And I'm just going to tell you one day I'm going to be that person on the National Wake Up Call. Okay. So, and I hope other of you guys, yeah, get to be on there too. Becky's like, me too. Yes. So the moment was right before my third baby was born. It was in February. I was a week overdue. Nope, not yet. 2 days overdue with my third baby. My oldest is only 4.5. Nope, 3.5. My second oldest is going to be 2 in a week, and I was 2 days overdue with my third baby. Okay. So yes, life is crazy. Life is fun. It's awesome. But my husband quit his job in November and started his own landscaping company. When I started this job as a coach, like Amanda said, I was a full-time kindergarten teacher. We had no children. Like I just said, my oldest is 3.5. I've been a coach for 5 years. So my kids have never known a mom who wasn't a coach. I've always been a coach my whole mom life. And I was pregnant. I was a coach. Like I've been a coach through my whole mom journey. And we didn't need the money when I started coaching. And I just liked it. I loved Beachbody since I was 17. Ashley was the one who introduced me to it. Turbo Jam was our jam, and so many memories, all the yes, right? And I've been a Beachbody lifer forever. Like Shalene was podcasts. Oh, Pio just came out. I'm getting it. Oh, Turbo Fire came out. I'm getting it. Like, oh, the Turbo Fire Advance came out. I'm getting it. Oh, Shalene Extreme. Okay, I'm getting it. Oh, you told me you like Bowflex Select Tech weights. Okay, I'm getting them. Like, seriously, Shalene, just everything. Everything Shalene said, I was like, okay, yes, I will do it. She even talked about this like vegetable spray on our podcast, and I totally bought it like right after I listened to it. I'm like, okay, blind obedience over here. It's fine. We're fine. But I don't even know where I was going with that. Okay, so Beachbody lifer forever. When I started, I didn't need the income. Okay, so fast forward 5 years. Here we are, February 15th at this point. My mortgage is due. My baby is 2 days overdue, and I don't have the money to pay my mortgage. And remember, 5 years ago, I didn't need this income. But things changed, and I'm not working full time as a kindergarten teacher anymore. And I have 3 children almost at this point. And I had, I probably might get a little bit teary at this point, but I had to reach out to Ashley, and I had to ask her for help in paying our mortgage. And I was so embarrassed for so many reasons. Obviously, when you have to ask someone for financial help to get you out of something hard. But I think I was the most embarrassed because Ashley is my coach. And Ashley has retired her husband because of coaching. And Ashley knows the potential that this business has. And Ashley knows my potential. And I had to ask her to loan me $800 so that I could pay the rest of my mortgage. And thankfully, her good heart, she said yes. We were able to pay our mortgage, and I told her, I'll pay you back, I promise. And it was at that point, like I said, I was 2 days overdue, and I was like, this will never happen again. This will never happen again. And all the long story short, we had to use our emergency fund, Dave Ramsey, whatever, for My husband got totally screwed over out of a job where potentially might need to do a lawsuit over that. Basically a $3,000 check bounced. It was ridiculous right around Christmas time. It was awesome and awful, but it was totally that point where like we only were able to buy Christmas presents because our church leader followed the promptings of the Spirit and brought us over cash as a gift from the ward for Christmas. And that was the only reason we were able to buy our family Christmas presents like this year. Like they were going to get presents from grandma and grandpa, but not from mom and dad. And it was just a really awesome, not awesome place. And I'm done. I am done. I have seen this work for my sister. I have seen this work for her coach, Jalen. I have seen this work for her coach, Micah. Why not me? Why not me? And I'll tell you right now, me is why not me. Because I wasn't showing up like I deserved it. I wasn't showing up like I wanted it. I wasn't showing up, period. And so I just decided, come heck or high water, I am not going to bed until this beautiful tracker, and the timing was perfect because Ashley had made a book of it and just given me one a couple days, like a couple days before this. Okay, there are stars on this beautiful tracker that Micah made. And I told myself, I will not go to bed without at least the starred items checked 4 days a week. That's not even crazy. That's like a little bit more than 50%. Okay. I will not go to bed without all those starred items checked at least 4 times. And I had to like be real with myself because I was telling myself, oh, Brynne, you're like totally hustling in the mom cracks. You wake up at 5. You hustle during nap time. You XYZ, whatever. But I like had to be real with myself. Okay. I'm working, but I'm checking my messages. I'm commenting back on people that liked my post. I'm responding to stuff in the thread. Was I actually sending 10 invites every day to new people? No. Was I following up intentionally for 20 minutes every day? No. Was I sending 3 coach invites? No, definitely not. Right? And when I decided I'm doing this, and I watched Micah's video and she got all teary and emotional, and forgive me if you're not a God person, I'm a God person. When she said at the beginning, like, I have prayed so hard about this and I feel like the Spirit is really directing me to make this tracker, whatever reason, it like flipped a switch in my head that like I have been using mom guilt as an excuse to not build my business. But I'm on my phone, I'm just commenting on messages instead of actually intentionally inviting and following up and building relationships. So why can I use my phone to waste time? But that mean girl in my head is like, but you can't use your phone to build a business. Like, that's different. All I gotta say is freaking not today, Satan. Shut the F up, okay? So that's Satan. And again, if you're not a God person, just change the verbiage. But he wants you to stay small because he knows the lives you can change. And I just decided, I'm recognizing you, friend, except for you're not my friend, Satan. I'm recognizing you and I'm calling you out. BS. Okay. I was so mean to my kids that night that I had to ask Ashley for money to pay our mortgage. And I just had to sit and reflect. And I made an affirmation that reminded me, when I feel mom guilt about coaching, remember how mean of a mom you were when you couldn't pay your mortgage. Remember how sucky that felt to call Ashley and to be literally afraid that you had no idea. If she said no, what were you going to do? What if she had said no? Right? Like, and that was not my kids' fault, but they got the brunt of my anger because I'm human. Right? And I decided, okay, BS, Satan. You can't use this mom guilt card on me anymore because I'm guilty for not providing a better life for them. They deserve Christmas presents from me, not from my bishop. They deserve a mortgage that can be paid by their mom or dad, not their aunt. Right? And maybe money is not a thing for you, but I just had to draw that line in the sand and decide, I'm doing this. And I know what it takes, because all Micah says all the time is hashtag do your crap. And she is a millionaire in this business. So I was like, okay, fine. If this is really what Micah says I got to do, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to do it. And I made it a little more intense for myself. And I decided I'm going to check every box 4 days a week, not just the starred things, every box 4 days a week. And I did for 3 months in a row, and nothing really changed and nothing was really happening. And I was still hitting Success Club on the last day of the month. I was still hitting Success Club, but it was like the last day of the month. And it was like, oh my gosh, it's the 30th and I'm going to send out a mass blitz of 400 invites and follow-ups to all my people. And I'm going to incentivize with a gift card and a book, my favorite personal development book. And oh my gosh, I hit Success Club and this is stressful. And I'm doing Micah's tracker and it's not working. Right? But then April and May came around, and I had been doing it for 3 months every day, whether I felt like it or not, day in, day out. That belief started to kick in and the momentum started to kick in. And I had 4 coaches who count for elite hit Success Club last month. I don't think I've ever had 4 coaches hit Success Club, period, much less the ones that are new coaches that signed up this year or last. And I had, I think, 10 coaches on the board. At least 10 people had helped 1 or more people. And it blew my ever-living mind. There was 1 week that I recruited 5 business builders in a week. And I was like, what is happening to my life right now? It scared me, to be completely honest, because I was like, literally, if this is all it takes to recruit 5 builders, what have I been doing for the last 5 years? How much have I missed out on, for one? And if I keep doing this, what kind of success can I have in the future if I keep this up? And literally, hashtag do your crap, right? And like I said, I was telling myself that I was working in all those cracks, but I wasn't checking the boxes. I wasn't. Some of them, yes, not all. Not all. And when I decided I am not going to bed until I check those boxes, it made me so much more intentional with my time, because I didn't want to give up and sacrifice my time with my husband every night, because I committed to doing this before I go to bed. And I don't want to, like, okay, sorry, babe, I slacked all day again, so I'm going to have to sit here on my phone for the next 2 hours while I bust this out. Like, sorry, babe, again. Like, no, it made me like, okay, my kids are watching a movie. Mom guilt, you don't exist anymore. My kids can watch a movie. I can hustle in here. I can hear you. If they die, I'll be right there. If they cry, I'll be right there. If they're bleeding, I am right there. I can be on the other side of the wall while they watch a movie every single day, which they do. Okay? Every single mom that I know of lets their kids watch TV for at least half an hour a day. What can you do in a half an hour of intentional time? If you follow Ashley's system, she can bust out adding, connecting, and inviting in 35 minutes. Not joking. And that's the system that I follow, because I've got 3 kids in 3.5 years. Yeah? If you're intentional, if you bust your butt, if you decide I am not going to bed without doing my crap, you can get her done. And all those excuses, they go away, because you have a bigger purpose. You have a bigger reason. You have something more to fight for. And for me, I had to find that. And it's changed all the time as I've coached for 5 years. My why has evolved and developed and changed and transformed. And the one that really lit me up was just, I'm unwilling to let someone else pay my mortgage. If you've ever listened to Unf Yourself, I love that willing versus unwilling concept. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to emphasize in that story is I also, around the same time, I invested in my personal growth. Like Amanda was talking about earlier with Sandy and all that awesomeness. It is so true. And Amanda said, when you invest money into your business will grow. And I want to take that even one step further. When you invest money in your development, your business will grow. And no shame, like no shame at all, admitting that you need a little extra help. And for me, I tried Josh Coates, love him. He helped me in ways I didn't know I needed. And then I outgrew him. Not really, but like I needed something more. Okay, I tried Kyle Sullivan. Love him. So great. Still wasn't doing what I needed. I needed therapy. And I'm not going to go like into all my sob story, whatever. I hired a therapist. She's a betrayal trauma coach. I meet with her once a week on Saturdays. It is $75 a week. And that happened at the same time, around the same time as all this like aha moment. And I just decided I am ready. I am ready to listen to my mean girl. I'm ready to figure out my crap. I'm ready to decide what is holding me back and figure it out. I'm ready to work through it, no matter how much it sucks, no matter how hard it hurts, no matter how much I bleed, no matter how much pus I discover or whatever, right? Like I'm ready to dig. I'm ready to figure out my crap and figure out what it is that is holding me back through all this. And it was an investment. $75 a week when I can't even pay my mortgage. That's a lot. Yeah. But with all of that, my growth has just exploded. My mindset has exploded. My passion and my desire to help other people has exploded because I'm doing the work on the personal end to figure out my crap. I'm committed to my journey. I just had my baby. She's 3 months old. I'm committed to my own personal journey and losing the baby weight. And I gained 45 pounds and whatever. I'm committed. I know Beachbody works. I'm committed to the mental work. And I'm committed to the work that it takes to build my business and to move forward. And you'll notice I just said all of the vital behaviors, right? Be a product of the product, personal development, attract, connect, and invite, and recognize your people. Yeah. And that last piece is just really, truly, when you have a team, like showing up for one person the same you would for 500. And right now I don't have a team of 5,000 like Micah. I have like I said, like 10 people showed up on my board last month. But in February, I didn't have a single soul. Not one on the board beside myself, right? And that consistency and that energy, I totally believe you can go from 0 to 10 in 3 months. Yeah. That's basically all I had, besides just truly listening, taking the time to listen to your mean girl. And I feel like sometimes in this business, we preach so hard, like turn on the PD all the time. Like, don't let your mean girl in, don't let your mean girl win. But I also believe there's that second piece, and there's like a maturity that comes with knowing the difference. And it's Brynne Brown, really. But there's a difference between like, I don't really have anything going on in my head right now, so I'm going to listen to something positive. And I have something going on in my head right now, and I'm going to drown it out with something positive. That's destructive, in my personal opinion. You have to listen. You have to listen to that mean girl. You have to identify what she is saying to you so that you can sit in it and sit in that suck. And really, it's like totally relevant to what's going on in our world right now. Like, is it sucky? Yeah, but we can't put a Band-Aid over it and pretend that it's all good. Like, we got to sit in the suck. We got to learn from it so that we can progress and evolve into the best versions of our community, the best versions of ourselves that we can. So I want you to give yourself permission to sit in that suck and learn from it. Then direct your personal development specifically toward whatever it is that your mean girl or your mean guy or whatever is saying. Yeah. Okay. That's all I got.
Hot dang. Sit in the suck and learn from it. Like, that's going everywhere. Like, that might be my new screensaver on my phone. Sit in the suck and learn from it. I think you're right. I think that we get so into like, okay, I have to read this PD, but then we get so focused on just reading the PD to check off this freaking box instead of being like, I need to focus on PD that is going to really help me grow, because I'm stuck in the same freaking place that I don't want to be stuck in anymore. And I see a lot of coaches, not even just like on our, on my personally sponsored team, but I see coaches from all over the network that are just like, they give up and they're struggling so hard. And I'm just like, this should be something that is so freeing for us, that brings so much joy into our lives, that we sit down every day. And when we're looking at this, that we wake up and go, I love the person who I'm becoming because of this. I love that even though there's really hard times, and I had to go talk to my sister about paying my mortgage, and I had to have my bishop come and bless my kids because I was not in a position to do that, that I learned from that, and I let that change me. And I let that make me better, instead of just being like, oh, okay. And then people just go with it. And then they stay in that cycle, in that rut. And I love that you and Ashley do have such similar stories, because it really is that wake up call, that come to Jesus moment where it's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. Because I remember Ashley and I had the same conversation when we were pregnant together back in 2017. I'm like, how old am I? Like, what? And we were both at Summit, and she came back and she was like, I was a shaky 2-star. And she was like, enough was enough. And she drew a line in the sand and said, I'm doing my crap, and I'm going to stay consistent, and I'm going to keep moving it. So you guys, you girls are just proof that once we stay consistent, we get our mindset right, we really learn to love what we do, and see this as such a blessing, not just for our own families and our own lives, but to bless other people. Wow, what a difference it makes. So thank you. I appreciate you. That was super real, super raw. Becky, unmute yourself, girl. Y'all unmute yourselves. Let's open it up. Let's get some convo. Becky was like, I got a question. I'm like, come on.
Okay, I just didn't want to interrupt you.
No, girl, come on.
So I have a question about drawing the line in the sand. I am all for that. Like, I love those moments, and I love where it's just like, man, I don't think I can get any lower. This is it. Like, I am drawing the line in the sand. And you just have that come to Jesus moment, and you cry so hard that you can't cry anymore. You're like, that is it. Alarm clock tomorrow. Here we go. I think I've had, like, I can't even count how many moments of those that I've had. And so I'm a crier, you guys, get ready. So I almost like, because I've had so many of those moments, I've been a coach for just about 3 years now. And because I've had so many of those moments, like, I almost don't believe myself anymore. Like, I don't believe myself. I don't trust myself. And it's like, I even have my husband, he's like, well, what's different with this line than the last one? Like, you know, you said that last time, and he's always been supportive and so good, but he makes me stop and question. He's like, well, what's the difference between this one and the last one? You know, and I have to sit and think, well, what am I going to do differently, or what am I going to try harder? Anyway, what advice would you guys have for someone in my position where it's just like, I mean, I want it so bad, and I'm committed to it, and I don't know, like, I really don't know the words. Maybe I just haven't had that resolve yet, where it's just like, no matter what, like, I'm not going to back down. I don't know, but I've had like a billion, I swear, of those, like, this is my moment, I'm going to do this program, and I'm not backing down, and I'm going to do this, and just all those lines in the sand. And it's gotten so repetitive where it's just like, I'm that flaky friend to myself and it sucks. What advice would you have?
Okay, so for me, can I
Yeah,
share
go.
that and then you go? So for me, because I totally feel you. I 1,000,000% understand, like, because I was the exact same way. Like, I've had so many of these, like, I drew the line in the sand. This is it. Okay, I did make progress. I went like 1 star. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm drawing the line in the sand. Okay, I went 2 star. Okay, awesome. But now I fell again. Okay, I'm drawing the line in the sand. Like, I'm gonna progress, and okay, whatever. I'm like falling, right? And I totally get it. So the thing that I feel like is different this time was my decision, because before it was like, okay, but if I don't get it done during my nap time hustle, it can't happen. Like, there's no way it can't happen. And that was like the lie that I was telling myself. And this time I was like, no, if I don't get it done during my nap time hustle, I'm going to have to do it at night. I'm going to have to get 4 hours of sleep instead of 6, because I am not going to bed without doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me more intentional. It made me more like, I just got to do it. I just got to get it done. And I've never read the book Eat That Frog, but I assume it's kind of like what I'm trying to say. I just got it done and out of the way first.
Mm-hmm.
And really I actually filled out the part at the top where it says your business hours. I write down every day 4:30 to 7. Those are my business hours. And nap time, and 4 to 5:30 p.m. And my husband started coming home, and I asked him, like, will you please start coming home at this time so I can have an hour and a half uninterrupted in the evening? And with those 3 time slots, like 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., nap time, and 4 to 5:30 p.m., I can get it done. And it's really only an hour and a half for him to, he leaves by 7, he's home by 4. That's still 9 hours for him, right? And I just set my work hours, and I have stuck to them. And I told myself, if I don't get my important crap done during those work hours, I have to do it at night. And the second thing that I changed this time is I got Amanda. And I reached out to her and I told her, like, hey, can we talk like once a week and keep each other accountable to, like, and I don't know that we're like success partners necessarily, but it's just like, hey, you have goals and I have goals. Let's talk to each other about our goals, and let's, like, 15 minutes, let's jump on a Zoom every once in a while, or let's, like, how are you doing? And, like, actually keep each other accountable to sit in the suck if we have to, and admit that we didn't show up the way we should have, and celebrate our successes when we do.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Definitely having someone to hold you accountable. But Becky too, you know, I've been in that situation. I've been coaching for it'll be 5 years this weekend on my due date. It'll be 5 years. And I remember, you know, when I started, Micah was not my original coach. So my original coach, she doesn't even work the business anymore. And I didn't have all that support. I didn't even really go all in until just a couple years ago. And I was the one who, you know, Lauren's on here. Lauren knows, like, I'd be like, I have all these, my goal has been 15 star for the last 3 years. And I'm at 1 star, you know what I mean? But it's just like, you come in and you're like, okay, yes, I know that things need to change, and I know that I'm drawing the line in the sand, but I think every time that you show up and say, I'm drawing this line in the sand, that means you're not giving up. The fact that you come back and say, okay, I'm drawing this other line, saying sometimes we have to. There are things that are going to come up in your life that are going to pose barriers. And I've had many of them myself. And I think that as you go through those barriers, just the fact that you're acknowledging, like, I need to draw this line in the sand right now, means that you're willing to progress and that you're willing not to give up. Maybe, you know, maybe the goals that you have aren't where you're meant to be right now, but as long as you're pushing and moving for them, you have to give yourself grace. And what would you tell that friend that's a flaky friend to yourself? You know what I mean? When you said you feel like you're the flaky friend to yourself, what would you tell that person? What would you tell a friend who was flaky? And then just kind of treat yourself like that and be like, okay, like I'm giving you grace, but now it's time to do better and put action behind it. Just like Brynne said, it's once you put that action, that's when things start to really just kind of keep moving. As long as you're moving, girl, you're doing it as long as you're moving. You don't have to be as fast as everybody else. That's one thing I had to learn.
And I wanted to say one more thing too, if that's okay. I saw in the chat, Lauren and Sandra said, or Sandy, sorry. Lauren said, how did you get your work to speed up? Just repetition. And Sandy said, so after 3 months of doing the tracker and nothing happened, it suddenly did. And really, the best analogy I can use is just like a garden, right? Like you plant a seed and day after day after day after day, you're watering it and nothing is coming up, like nothing is happening. And you feel like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to suck it and never mind. I'm not going to water it anymore because it's not even growing anyways. Like I'm just going to walk away and I'm going to leave it alone. But if you just water it, you just water it and you just water it and you just water it and you just have the faith that, okay, this water is gonna do something. I know I planted a good seed. I know it had really good soil. I have that faith in it. I just gotta water it and water it and water it and water it. And then one day it sprouts and it grows and it flourishes, right? And that is this business. So
So yeah, I totally believe that. And I know that. I mean, Amanda has been with me for a while and she knows like I'll have like super solid momentum and then life just takes a dump on you. And then it's like, and we know if you lose that momentum, getting that bike going again, it's so hard. So I totally get that. I want to know, like, when that one couple of power hours I was on with Ashley, she's like, okay, how many did you, I mean, like, your guys' energy is always so freaking, I'm like, wow. But she'll be like, okay, how many did you get done? Put it in the chat. And then, like, everybody will be putting these big numbers, and I'll be, like, super proud. I'm like, yeah, 14. And she's like, I got 29. And I'm like, dang it. Like, and so that's why I'm always like, how do you, like, I don't even think my fingers move that fast sometimes. And I'm like, I just want to get so that I can be more, you know, like efficient, like, okay, I've got 20 minutes, I gotta go, right? And I'm like, you know, I'm like changing it up a little bit here and there. And I just want to be like, all right, Lauren, like, let's go.
Ashley's so good about that. When we were on the cruise and we had done one of the 8 million workouts, and I think Lauren, you and Jeff had came down and you guys were working out. And so I was sitting in the corner with Ashley and I think Cozy was there. And like me and Ash were talking about it. And I was like, okay, you got to tell me about this 20-minute freaking power hour that you do where you knock out stuff. And she was like, girl, come here and sit down. So we were like sitting and we were just like doing it together. And she just does it and doesn't like think about it. It's so automatic to her. She's just like, bam, 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 bam. And I'm like, that is so freaking cool. But I think that what, you know, from what she had told me too, is that it didn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
And the more comfortable, you know, she's like, I mean, the more comfortable I get, and it's just so easy for her because she really is crazy. I mean, we all know it. Like, she really is crazy. She'll just come up on there and just be like, girlfriend, I see you watching me. Why don't you come on and do this? And you know this is so fun. And I'll be like, dang. And that literally is just like, it's so natural. And I think that once it becomes so natural, that's when you're like, holy crap, my numbers just went skyrocket because you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And I will say one other thing that really helped me to like be confident in inviting to the business. I really got good at checking in my challenge group. And that seems really small and maybe really dumb. But when I got really good about checking into my challenge group, I realized how cool the girls in there really are. Like, and it just made me like, no, this is awesome. Like, there are so many good people in here and like, I love them. And it made it so much easier to like, girlfriend, I see you in the challenge group and you are crushing it. And it made it so much more natural to invite challengers who are crushing it. And it made me genuinely, like, when I invited people, it made me want to, like, girlfriend, you deserve to be in this community. And I know you would fit right in because I've been following you, and you are positive and you are powerful. And the girls in my group are positive and powerful, and you would fit right in. And that's literally my invite. Like, that's essentially what I say. Like, can I tell you more about it? And just that confidence that I gained, like, in how awesome my group is and how amazing the girls in there are, because I spend time in my group. Because I know that was a flaw that I had for 4.5 years, that, like, I'm doing the programs, I'm drinking my shake, but I just don't ever check in. Like, I just forgot, and whatever, I was doing other things, and meh, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll do it next week. I'll do it tomorrow. Right. But, like, making that, because guess what? It's on the tracker, right? I made that check in and engage in the challenge group. When I made that tweak, I feel like that really, like, no, like, I want to bring people into this community. These girls are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really trying hard to engage them more. It's harder right now with the app, just, you know what I mean? Like, people are struggling on it. And so I'm trying to keep them up engaged and trying to add some fun stuff in there. And so I realized that for the longest time, I was the worst challenger. Like, you know what I mean? I was just too busy, and, like, I would work out and I'd take my picture, and then, like, 11 o'clock at night, I'd be like, well, shiz, I never even got that loaded up. Like, you know, so.
Yep. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And I think that when you're engaged in your groups and you have, like, when you get kick butt people in there, and it is like Brynne said, I think we all know that this confidence, like, the confidence you have to have confidence in yourself, you have to have confidence in the business opportunity, you have to have confidence in the products. And if you're showing that every single day and you're excited, you know, if you're in your stories and you are like today I shared some stuff from my challenge group, from my Wild and Free 21-day boot camp. And both the girls were like, thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for continuing to invite me. I'm so excited I'm here and I feel incredible. And I was like, this is why I do what I do. I get on there and I do a video and I'm like, this is exactly why I show up every day. It's not just for me. Yes, I want to provide a life for my kids that I didn't have, but this is why. And when people start to see that and they're like, oh, wow, like, people really are in her groups, and they really are getting results, and they really are feeling good. And, like, like, in their minds, it triggers them. They're like, I want to be a part of that. So, but you don't get that if you're not engaged in your own groups and you're not, you know, doing things to, like, really help. I mean, they're in threads. I'm checking in on them blogs, like, all the time. I'm just like, how's it going? But we're friends. It's so easy for me to just reach out because those are the girls I want in my groups. I don't want people in my groups where I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want people on my team where I have to sigh and I have to be like, I don't want to talk to that person. I want people on my team that I'm like, I want to grow with. I want to love. I want to go on vacations with. I want to go, oh my God, like, you have no idea, my 10-year plan. I was telling Lauren and everybody the other day, I was like, we're going to be on the top 10 elite trip, and we are going to be in Ibiza, and it's going to be, or no, Mallorca, Spain. And I was like, we're going to have our husbands there, and we're going to be sipping on margaritas at the beach. And Erin Decker doesn't drink, so she's going to be making sure that us girls stay out of trouble while the boys are back with the, you know, at the hotel, and we're having drinks. It's going to be, I was like, this is my vision. This is what I want. And then I can picture my girls, my team, my elite team standing next to me with me in the middle, and 7 of my girls here and 7 of my girls here. And we're celebrating, we're partying. I'm like, that is my vision. Those are the women I want on my team. That is what you convey. Those are the people you're going to attract to your challenge groups and your team. Like, look, that's why Ashley rocks her freaking shiz out.
Amen.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
One more thing I forgot to say that really helped
Come
me.
on, Zoe.
I know, right?
One thing that really helped me too, Becky, was Ashley told me about the affirmations app that Micah uses called Think Up, and I invested in it. It's $99 for your life. It's like $10 a month, $60 for 3 months, or $99 forever. And you record your affirmations in your own voice, and then it puts it to music. and you just record one at a time. So if like you ever want to switch up the verbiage or whatever, you don't have to re-record your entire huge track of affirmations. Because I was totally someone that I was doing a miracle morning, but like sometimes affirmations happened and sometimes they didn't. And but I just started like around this same time. I just like, okay, my alarm goes off. I literally make sure my AirPods are right next to my phone in the other room before I go to bed. It's part of my nightly routine. As soon as I turn my alarm off, I put my AirPod in, I turn on my affirmations, because one, it gets my butt out of bed no matter how tired I am, because that music starts, I hear my voice, I hear what I'm pushing for, and I'm like, okay, I'm not tired. I'm not tired anymore. Like, because I know what I'm working for. And like, because I was not waking up at 4:30 before all this, right? And I have a newborn and she's still waking up every once in a while and I am tired, but you know what? I know what I'm working for. So like that app really, and like I have not missed a day since I started that. Even on Sundays, I've been listening to it, which I wasn't doing that before. So that app has made my affirmations like so much more enjoyable, and just reminding me every day of what it is pushing for.
Becky, there's a lot of different, like I know the Think Up app has suggestions that you can do for, like that you can plug in, but, oh, what is her name? I know you girls know her name. She spoke on our leader call. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. A few months ago on our Star Diamond leader call, and she's the affirmation queen. Why can't I think of her name? Because I'm pregnant. But anyway, like my affirmations are a lot of, like I have them broken down. So I have like a C goal. Some of my stuff is like what my vision is. So I will say like one of my affirmations for this year is Team Forge Fit Squad is a 15-star top 200 elite team. We are passionate and excited to show up every single day to help more people. My team is fired up to reach their goals and work together to hit their goals and to reach the team goals. I'll say things like I am attracting women who want to work this business and are excited and passionate because I am excited and passionate. I show up every day to do the hard things because I, want to succeed in my life and in my business. I'm growing every day to be the best version of myself, the best mom, the best wife. I'm dedicated to my family, my team, to Beachbody, to my ministry, just kind of things like that. So that it's not always like, sometimes affirmations are really hokey and it'll be like, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. And it's like, okay, that's not true. But like, I know Josh Coates had said too, like, think about the actions that you want and then put that in there. Like I am hitting my goals because I show up every single day for myself. I show up every single day for my business, kind of things like that. Yeah, you don't want to sound like it's lying. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're like, I don't want to be like, I'm a millionaire, but you're not. Because then you wake up and then you're mad and you're like, why am I doing this crap?
I will say too, though, I typed it in the chat, but for those who are watching the recording, you won't see that. I started my affirmations by saying every single affirmation says, I am so happy and grateful. And that left-handed statement. If you haven't watched my video that fully explains the tracker, repent and do it now. Like seriously, because it's not just, seriously though, like, because it's not just, I totally started doing the tracker before I watched that video. And I was like, yeah, I already know all the things. Like I know what to do. It's just like the Beachbody tracker. That's not true. It is not true. This tracker is different. And there's little things that are in fine print that you probably haven't noticed before if you've never watched that video.
Yeah. Left-handed writing every morning.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I do that.
I do it too. And I really feel like that has made a huge difference too. Just like that constantly. And I asked her, I was like, girlfriend, what is this statement doing to me? I know it's changing my life. Tell me why. Why is it changing my life? And she was like, girlfriend, it's Bob Proctor. And like just that concept of writing that statement with your non-dominant hand. it just is training your brain. Like, this sucks and this is hard, but I'm going to push through it anyways. And I'm going to do it anyways. Just having the faith that it's going to make a difference. And
Yep.
hello, like, the business, right?
And you
And
can
she's like,
get,
and it's powerful by itself anyway.
and you can get on Bob Proctor, the Proctor Gallagher Institute. If you go on YouTube, you can go on, and he has all the videos about the paradigm shift. He talks about like how you're spending your time, all these things, all the stuff that Micah's learning from Danielle, you can get onto the Proctor Gallagher, and he even does the left-handed stuff and visualization and the power of our mindset. And it's huge. It's been really, really big. Like, I wasn't doing it at first too. And then I was like, I'm going to do it. And once I started doing it, I was like, this is crazy. Like, it makes your brain think of things in a different way. And it's awesome. The girl that I thought of is Alexis Doss. She is like the affirmation queen. And if you go to her YouTube, she has a whole bunch of stuff. And she did one for her team that was all about affirmations and mindset. And she
How do you
talks a
spell
lot
her
about
last
those.
name?
D as in dog, OSS. Yep, Alexis Doss. Yep. So yeah, she's awesome. But yeah, like, you got to have your mindset right. When I led the call on Friday, the network call for the Power Hour, holy scary, but I was like, let's get our mindsets right, because if we go into this business every day thinking of it like a chore, then it's going to come off like that, and people are going to smell it a mile away, and they're going to be like, oh, I don't want a part of that. And we don't, like, that's the whole point. We're trying to either leave our jobs or, trying to create retirement, or we're trying to do something fun because we want fun. We don't want this to be just another burden. I want this to be something that it's like, I love to wake up every single day knowing that I'm going to change somebody's lives because I'm excited about it. And I want people to feel that. So it's a huge mindset thing for sure. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you guys. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome.
Can I share one more thing, Amanda, before you
Yeah.
close? The last thing that I really feel like flipped the switch for me too, Becky, was Micah challenged us on the Diamond mentorship call around the same time too. Like, seriously, I feel like everything just like fell into place, that I was like, okay, this was great. But I was also looking for those opportunities. Like, I was praying, like, Heavenly Father, I'm really ready. Like, please help me know how I can like make a difference. And my eyes were opened to the things that I wasn't taking advantage of, if that makes sense. But Micah challenged us, like, do one-on-ones with your girls. And I started doing one-on-ones with my girls, and it was literally like one person that first week. But I just got in that habit, like, and then I didn't really know what it was going to look like at first. But I just did it. I just jumped in, and I was just like, hey, we're just going to try this. And I do it every Friday now. It is like Fridays I love, because I've made it now that they have to earn it by doing the start items 4 times. And then they post their tracker on Wednesdays, and I just have like a graphic in my team page that they post their tracker. And then I reach out to them every Thursday and just say, like, hey, I saw you posted your tracker. Does this time work for you tomorrow? Awesome. Great. And then it's just 15 minutes. 15 minutes with that coach. And it's not enough time to like BS and whatever. It's just like, okay. And I literally just say every time, okay, talk to me. Where are you at? And they've already done their work here. So now we can just chat about like, okay, it's not working. How can you tweak? Or it is working. How can you keep the momentum going? Right. And then I personally have chosen to do it with my new coaches. They get 2 weeks for free without doing the tracker at all. Like, you're a new coach. Okay, the first one, I'm going to give you a 30-minute block instead of 15. And I'm just going to ask you about you. Tell me about you. I want to know who you are. Tell me about your dog, your husband, your children, your family, your background, your whatever, your life. I don't know you. You know me because you've been stalking me on Instagram for however long, but I don't know you. And I used to have like shame and guilt around that, but now I just don't like, just tell me about you. I want to know everything. Right. And then that's the first chat. And then the second week, it's like 15 minutes of like, okay, now you've watched this Micah video because I tagged you in it. Talk to me. What are your questions about the power hour? What are your thoughts behind that? And then after that second week, then it's, okay, you got to earn this. And I really feel like that is the way my coaches show up. So I love the one-on-one.
That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. And creating systems too. And I know next month, for July, I know personally, I'm going to be focusing a lot on, helping my team create systems and using the systems that are in place. But really, Micah's systems are so solid in Team Inspiration. Use those. You know what I mean? Like, get in her downline emails, so you get those every week. But having a solid system for inviting, for onboarding, for working your own biz, having your own simplified system will help out so much. And yes, find new blood. Becky, that happens to me all the time. I will put in my team page, I'll be like, I have 15-minute one-on-one mentorship calls. I've had like maybe 3 people take me up on it. I've reached out to some of my coaches, and I'll be like, I know you're running for this. It was some of my new coaches, and I was like, hey, you had a goal of this. I want to help you get there. I'm running for this too. And I called Brynne and I said, my girl didn't even respond to me. And she was like, buy new blood. She's not your runner. And I was like, okay, that's it. I mean, you just got to keep doing you, and don't go into management mode. The right ones will come. Right, Sandy?
Right.
Sandy's been here with me for what? Has it been 2 years now?
September will be 3, I think. Or 4.
It goes by so fast. Like Sandy will tell you, like, some people are growers and not showers. And that's okay. You just, you walk with the people who are walking, you run with the people who are running, and you continually bring new energy, new life, new blood to your team, to your challenge groups, and you just continue to be a light, and the people will come.
You build it, they will come.
That's right. That's right. Nope, Becky, you're a great leader. You're an amazing leader. That should be one of your affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now that I am an incredible leader of a top 200 elite team, and my team is passionate and fired up, and we are leading thousands of people every single day. And just rock it with confidence. I'm going to smooch that baby. I want to take her and I want to smooch her. And I want to smooch. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys hop off. Anybody have any other questions for Brynne?
No, but I have a comment. That Success Club thread that we're all in.
Yeah.
They just put a link. Did you see the news that just came out today? I hate to be a downer, but Dave and Rachel Hollis are separating.
Really? I thought
they have a link to her. They have a link to her page, and if you scroll down, there's her post.
Yeah,
saying how after 18 years they're still going to be partners and co-parent, but it's been horrible the last 3 years, and they're separating. It's like, oh my God.
Jeez. Well, we got to pray for them. That cannot be easy, especially with kids. So, yep, things will happen in our lives, right? I think it's just another thing that no matter how successful you are, or, you're still running and chasing after goals, things are going to happen in our lives. And we just have to take a step back and sit in our mess, and we have to learn and grow from it. And I'm sure they're going to do the same thing. I'm sure they'll probably be more about that, but thanks for sharing. That sucks.
Just a bummer.
It is a bummer. All right, my loves, my wonderful people. I'm excited for the rest of June. Thank you, Brynne, for jumping on. Thanks, Becky, for jumping on, and Lauren and Sandy, and to everyone who's catching the replay. I'm stoked. I'm stoked for June. I'm stoked for the summer. Don't forget, we still have our $20 Summer Strong promo. If you need graphics, get into that Boss Babes Mastermind page, because they have tons of stuff in there. That's an incredible page for posts, for resources, IG stories, getting their units. They're awesome. Any questions, call me, let me know, and I will upload the all that stuff from the Mompreneur VA so that you all have that. And if I don't give it to you directly, just let me know. I'll make sure I get you the links. All right? All right, babes. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon.
So
With
that'll be in
Zoe.
your page, right? That'll be in the Team Forge page?
I'll put it in the Team Forge page. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then I'll send it to Brynne and Becky and Lauren too.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.